აჭარა, კახეთი, სამცხე-ჯავახეთი.
Association of Regional Broadcasters keeps meeting with the population. Within the framework of cooperation with the United Union, representatives of GARB provide awareness of the population on different issues of the association agreement via everyday news and reporters, including personal meetings. GARB Mobile, having visited 15 villages of the Georgia, in cooperation with the experts and journalists, tries to improve the population with the information around the issues contemplated under the association agreement, setting to develop of the regional populations as one of its goals.
ამ სახის პროექტები ზოგადად არის ლაკმუსის ქაღალდივით, როდესაც ვთქვათ, ვიგებთ თუ რამდენად არის координация.
Projects are like litmus through which we can reveal coordination between the government structures and people. For example, in Kakheti region, distinguished with wine growing and agriculture in general, 90% of our respondents were not aware of cooperative unions, the advantages of cooperative economy. The fact shows that there is no legion between the government structures and population, having some problem to deliver such information to the population.
კავშირი სახელმწიფო სტრუქტურებსა და ისევ მოსახლეობას შორის,
One of the major accompanying person of the GARB Mobile is an expert, a person who personally meets with the population and introduces obligations or regulations under the agreement. They discuss the necessity of civil involvement in the problem solution process with the population gathered in the center of the villages. It should be noted that such outdoor meetings are really important projects. This is one of the best ways to bring specific problems of the populations to the government. One point is when the representatives of government travel around and meet with the problem, and the other point is how you bring directly received information to the government. It includes standard employment problems, social health care problems, insurance, infrastructure problems, etc. Association agreement shows that important part is dedicated to the civil involvement. Besides, agreement is also vast and diverse that involves almost every field of our life, and of course it cannot be accomplished only on government and political levels. Thus, involvement is extremely important. Unfortunately, we had the impression that even the representatives of local self-government and the local government have no deep insights and information about the agreement. They have general impression that this is good, this is driving the force towards the developed Europe and no information beyond it. Lack of information, this is major problem representative of the regional broadcaster met while preparing reports about the European Union Association Agreement and GARB Mobile routing. As they admit, part of the village population doesn't have any impression what benefits can the European Union Association Agreement bring for the people living in the regions. As in other regions of Georgia, GARB Mobile visited Samskhe-Javakheti, as well as we've met with the population of the several villages. The meeting marked our several sharp problems, including unemployment, legislation of parcels of land, heating problems. Population didn't have any information regarding the association agreement, and I think that GARB Mobile copies what its duties pretty well, as the population received exact and full information about the given issue. Considering the fact that population may have some obstacles in coordination with the government, such as complex huge barriers, etc., media is always closer than government. In this case, project of the GARB Mobile was important because it was a solution for the people and delivered their problems and ideas more easily and freely. One of the major problems of the European Union cooperation program is preparation of the discussions for the regional TV channels. Digest and discussions are to be translated for the minorities of Georgia in Romanian, Russian, and Azerbaijani languages. Tamar Karelidze, program coordinator, said that major difficulty in the process is to attract the representatives of the government for the participation in TV discussions. We had negotiations for 4 to 5 weeks and even for a month to attract them to participate in TV shows. One of such interesting discussions include visa liberalization. We plan to arrange in Kutaisi. Not wasting that, we try to contact the Ministry of the Foreign Affairs. Since the end of November, our discussions failed to be launched for several times. Guests were not able to visit, though they promised that they will participate in discussion, and we were waiting for their answer. We had such case when, for traveling expenses, at time Ministry of Reconciliation and Civil Equity refused us, Bata Zakariashvili. We offered to cover traveling expenses for them, but they still refused. Notwithstanding the obstacles, several outstanding discussions were prepared for the regional broadcasters. TV shows about ecological problems of Giatura, prepared for Marisa, is to be exceptionally underlined. In a very short period after a TV show, City Deputy forwarded the issue at the Parliament session and asked the government for a reaction. Drinking water recurrently is polluted by manganese. Indexes of manganese and other heavy metals in the air is significantly above allowed level in some populated areas. Index of illness are increased in municipality. Phone calls receiving during TV discussions prove that the discussions were very interesting and necessary for the spectators. The first and the most important moment was the spectators received rich information how the association agreement can regulate hard ecological conditions in Giatura. Afterwards, people expected and hoped that they shall never live in the life-dangerous atmosphere anymore. Thus, activity and development levels of the population increased while discussing various issues. Head of the Association of the Regional Broadcaster admits that directly interaction of the media and population is the best way to exchange the information. In fact, we see tendencies and attitudes on the region level. What people think about Euro integration, how are they informed that association agreement and part of DCFTA reflects on them or not. Such feedback show the attitudes and approach of the population. It was also revealed that expressing of the issues in the simple manner is pretty difficult, including from the side of the respondents. It is difficult for population to understand terms such as tagging, HASP standards, etc. It is necessary to simplify DCFTA part of the association agreement, and for bringing it closer to people. I have the feeling that it is not enough, not only from our side, but generally we have much work to do. Only media is not capable to cope with such works. Direct meetings are very important, to give people a chance to ask questions and receive information and answers. Association of Regional Broadcasters should continue series of the meetings with the village population. Local TV channels should prepare discussions and reporters for the people about popular and important issues. Representatives of the Association of Regional Broadcasters explained that one of the major aims of the project is to provide information about the European Union Association Agreement as comprehensively as it's possible.